So 90% of y'all. Alright, so 90% of y'all said yesterday that Kegels don't work for you. And today's reel is another example of why Kegels might not work, because we're not considering the entirety of the situation. So if we tell you that if you tighten your pelvic floor, that will solve any leaking issues, it's not taking into account things like your posture and your alignment, because as you can see from today's reel, there is more structure, more muscle, and more bone in the front of the pelvic floor, and less muscle and less bone in the back of the pelvic floor. So if you orient your pelvis so that the back of the pelvic floor is oriented towards the ground, and then you do something like jumping on a trampoline or box jumping or running, and the force is going up and down, there's more excursion, there's more trampolining from the back of the pelvic floor. So the increased excursion of the pelvic floor that happens when the pelvis is oriented backward can put more stress on the pelvic floor and can contribute to leaking. Whereas if you get the forward trunk lean, it puts the load in an area that can better control it, where there's more muscle, more bone, more structure to distribute the load, and that can be the difference between leaking and not leaking. But also when you lean forward like that, it helps your glutes to work better, which helps your abs to have somebody to work against, which just gets more aspects of your core contributing and firing for the impact of the jump. And it also, that forward lean can also affect the impact that you feel through your hips or your knees or your feet. And the concept of having a soft landing or a quieter landing can also help you use more joints to distribute that force and result. I got cut off there, but it can help to contribute to less leaking also. So when we think about what do we consider when we're running or when we're landing in order to decrease the chances of leaking, there are three big things that jump out. When you're jumping, it's a forward lean, it's a softer landing, and if you're also running, it's an increased cadence, like your feet turning over at a quicker rate, because all of those things result in less impact with the ground, and the less impact with the ground is better for all of your joints, your hips, your knees, your feet, but also for the load that you're putting through your pelvic floor, which is a factor with leaking.